There's a pleasant good night to the media. I want to first thank the Trinidad Football Federation for giving us this game. It was a very friendly gesture, but we know it's a very competitive situation. My thoughts on the game tonight is that we come up against a very strong Trinidadian team, very superior in terms of how they possess the ball, and they have very good players who was demonstrated throughout the night that, any moment that they could, score a goal or two. We had to dig very deep and stay disciplined to grind out positive results. So I want to thank my players, the entire staff, and once again the Trinidad Federation and its people for the hospitable treatment. And we can go home and safely say that our brothers and sisters treat us well.
Yeah, I think we've done a lot of work in camp, speaking about tactics and formations and our roles and responsibilities going into this game. We know that Trinidad, the force they are within Caribbean football, we knew it was going to be a tough situation. But I thought the boys gave a great account of themselves. I thought we were very disciplined. It was a very disciplined performance. We hunted impact, we frustrated the opponent, and in the end we was unlucky not to come away with a victory. Now, we've got to applaud the coach and the staff and what's going on in the background, because there's a lot of good things coming out of the Guyanese Federation at the moment, and Guyana as a country. So, we have to take credit as a nation and the GFF, because, we're making small steps in the right direction. Now, that performance out there is a credit to everyone. The players all gave 110%. We're very tired now, as you can see. But yeah, it's a point gained. I would say it was a good account of ourselves. So.
Yes, most definitely we are in a rebuilding stage. Since Coach Damashawas has left those shores, we went through a phase where we started to look at a new cadre of players, and it's come with changing of the old guard, some of the old guards. But in anything in football, you just cannot have that total transition. There must be some people to stabilize the ship, and we keep some of the stalwarts from the past who has, been demonstrating a consistent performance. Like for instance, Jake Newton, the skipper himself, and Christopher Bourne, who has been in the program since 2018. And this has argued well for us as we concentrate on rebuilding our country football to be dominant once again in the Caribbean. And our main focus in this phase is to ensure we build a formidable team to compete and qualify for the Gold Cup, which would be a remarkable achievement for us since we have never met that stage in the football world. But we saw some good things in that game from both teams, and coming out from a defeat from Grenada and coming up against one of the most powerful teams in the Caribbean, regardless of their phase that they're going through too, because I've noticed they have through a phase as well. But having defeated the US, eliminating them out of the World Cup, we have a phrase in Guyana, we say Trinidad, tail stand up like flagpole, right? So we came here tonight to bob that tail. So we look carefully at what they were doing, and we saw that, a lot of good movements in the offense, very good tricky players, and they concentrate a lot on breaking down and penetrating through the center. So we pack our midfield, and we plan to stay compact as it could to frustrate them. And we know from watching the game against Grenada how vulnerable they were when the transition took place. And we know at one stage, once we get those kind of free run at the goal, we could score a goal and probably come away with a win. Unfortunately, it's a job we content and we go back home at least, feeling satisfied that we didn't lose. Without a doubt, at every age group, see if you need to have themselves in order to produce the number of football tournaments for the Caribbean players. The Caribbean players cannot compete at the next level with one tournament a year or one knockout qualifying tournament for the entire region, and then you want us to go and break down teams who playing year on year, year in, and the most wealthiest of teams who have all the resources to build a farm team. The Caribbean has to look deeply into what they're doing in terms of providing competition and have these countries play much more regular. I think the people of the Caribbean is very beautiful people, and the businesses, the airline in particular, I want to touch a little bit on the airline. They need to lower the price a little bit more so that countries in the region could play very often outside of FIFA window, outside of the CFU tournaments, but get much more valuable practice game if the cost of those flights could go down to meet the pockets of the Federation of the Caribbean. Well, actually, this is our penultimate game for the year because in 4 days' time we will travel to Indonesia to play Indonesia on the 25th of November, and we hope to carry a number of the younger players back home, but we will still choose the majority from this squad because Indonesia will not be a pushover to say that we should just go with a fully local based squad. So we have our final game on the 25th, and after that game we will have a look at our situation going forward.
I think if you look at it, and in terms of defensively, we put an outstanding performance in. Of course, we know it's not a perfect performance at the end of the day. No team plays a perfect game. And we know we've got work to do in that regards. Unfortunately, Sheldon had to come off with an injury. We probably should have done a bit better in the final third, but at the end of the day, if you look at the chances, I think if you go and you look at around the 80th minute, Emery Welshman's got a great chance at the near post. The Trinidad goalkeeper's made a fantastic save. So, I mean, swings and roundabouts really. We know we've got work to do. Nothing's complete yet. We go back to the next camp, we work on it. The gaffer, that's the gaffer's job to sort out. So we will come back and we will improve and we'll keep improving until we get to where we want to be.
Well, we've saw tonight from the goal that was scored, it was one of the players who played in the Pro League. And we deliberately use him in this game because he will know the conditions and he will know a few of the players. So that was one of our strategy going into this game. So it proved effective at the end results given the fact that he has scored.
Hi guys, it's Sophia. Thank you for watching Extra Time TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, you can leave a comment down below because when you do this, you have a chance of automatically winning a FIFA 18.